Good morning.
Yeah, how's everyone doing? Great to see you all. Happy to have you all on the call. This is a very exciting time for Pleasure Network. I know all of you are extremely excited and buzzing, much like we are right now, because we have some exciting announcements that we're going to share with all of you. And as I've said before, this is a big announcement, and you will see once we share this. Why we mean what we say around this. And I think before we move forward around that, we're going to do a little bit of a recap, and we're going to let Mark, our CMO, recap what's been going on over the last few days. And we're not even near the end of our 12 days as well. So it's quite remarkable too. So I'll let you take the floor now, Mark.
Thank you very much, Majid. So yes, thank you very much for everyone that's got involved and been a part of this. It's been amazing. I'll try and keep this as brief as I possibly can because we've given so much away this week and so much information. So we're just 4 days in, another 8 days to go after this. We launched obviously on Valentine's Day, or Pleasury 14th, as we call it, with the creator competition, which runs for 12 days. Then we announced the marvelous Majid, who has joined as a COO. So that's massive news to start the week off and to start the whole 12 days off. Then the acquisition of Vice World, fantastic acquisition, and we've fantastic community. Our community has grown. NSFW Pleasure Coin has been trending for 5 days throughout the period on crypto.com. It just shows that everything we're doing is having an effect elsewhere, which is fantastic. We've competition to win the Paul Raymond magazine packs, and we've had 5 winners, so they're going out shortly. We've been giving pink dolls away. We've had 3 winners so far, and these will run the giveaways for 12 days. Got to lose my voice in a minute, so much. Pink doll mega sales, as everyone knows, pink dolls during the period of time on sale for $369 for new customers and $269 for pink pass holders. We've launched our marketing campaign for Pleasurely within the Paul Raymond titles, which will run for 6 to 12 months. Competitions to win a voice video chats AMA with Liv, and the winner has been announced today, which is fantastic. Rewards of the Pleasureland panties and boxers, which was announced today, and with that, the airdrop's going to take for the mint pass of the weekend. So, and I think that equates to a value of over $8,000, just that one thing alone. So I think over the whole week we've given away, or we've announced over $10,000 worth of giveaways and rewards, etc., with much more to come next week. Going to take it a little bit easy this weekend. There's not so much stuff, so you can digest the amazing news we've got coming up later on. But we still got some competitions and giveaways, so please get involved. And then we start the kind of last week with some fantastic stuff, some great announcements, great competitions, and there may be time to take a breath and get some sleep.
Tell them what is coming. Don't spoil it. No, that's good, man. That's already so much that could have been the whole 12 days already, you know. So we're doing so much. Majid, do you want to add something to this recap?
Yeah. You know what's interesting is we talk about that this 12 days of pleasure, but really it's not just 12 days. It's 3 months. It's 6 months. It's 1 year. It's 5 years. It's every day is a Pleasure Network type day, right? So while we have this title of 12 days of pleasure, every day is pleasure. That's really how I look at it. And I think that's really important to remember as well, is that these 12 days, really we're doing this for all of you, right? When we want to make sure that our community is unified. We want to make sure that our community sees the progress. We want to make sure that our community understands that we're here for the long term and that we're serious, about what we're doing here. And I think that speaks volumes as well. But what speaks even more volume is is, for me coming in, I've only been here for about I don't even know how many days now. It's been maybe 3, 4, 5 days, maybe. I'm losing track of days because, it's in 4 days, right? 4 days, right? One thing that I love is I'm loving the energy and the atmosphere of what our investment community looks like. You supercharge us, you give us more energy to work harder for you day in and day out, right? Because what we're doing here is quite an ambitious thing. We are trying to create alternatives to such big platforms. I'll give you an example, right? Like if you look at a platform like OpenSeas, there's competition going on right now with this platform, and now there are other marketplaces that are coming in. And one thing I want to share is that big companies are usually slow-moving companies, meaning they're usually late to the party or they figure it out too late. But we're here earlier and we're recognizing the gaps in those markets and we're trying to penetrate them quicker so we can own and dominate a big portion of this industry. And I've always told you all before, there's always going to be other players. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But we're carving our own niche. And this is very, very important. And right now we have the backing. We already have products that have been released. And what we're going to be announcing today, I'm already moving off the edge of my seat around this because it's almost completing in what I believe is phase 1 of our growth, right? And we're still on phase 1. And if you really look at our market cap, if you really look at, many of our investors we have now, I mean, we have a lot of loyal, dedicated investors that have been here from the beginning, but we are getting a lot of new faces that I'm noticing as well. But the way that I look at it is we are literally at our bottom, right? I mean, it's only up from here, right? I don't see us going backwards. It's always one step forward. And there may be times where maybe we step back a little bit. Things can go on. We can't predict the future. If we look at things like roadmaps, they're meant to be guidelines. They're not definite. So even if you look at our roadmap today, one thing I'll mention is we are going to be updating our roadmap very soon. We have a lot of big plans that are going to be going on. Tim and I have spoke. Mark and I have spoke as well on what's going to happen in March around things like our white paper and our roadmap as well. But in the way that I see it, right? I see that the stars are aligning. I see that what Pleasure Network has done is they've done what other companies have failed to do. They say that they were going to do it, but they never actually went forward with it. And that was the biggest reason I got involved is I saw the proof is in the pudding, and you're going to see more proof as we move forward now, because we're going to have an interesting teaser for all of you in just a moment. And I think Tim has that amazing smirk on his face. I love when I see that. Let's all make sure that we can keep that smirk on Tim's face forever, right? Because that energizes me too when I see him smiling like that as well. So
yeah. So I think the reason why I have this smile on my face, because like, I don't know, 1.5 years ago, I got into this, back then it was a project, and everything that we've been doing along the way was to create an ecosystem that enables creators to be self-custodial of their assets and being able to monetize their own personal brands and engage with their fans. And we had that lovely NFT marketplace where we started. And I think I'm going to show you a little video before we move on with the talking. So stay tuned. So yeah, it is finally there. It's finally there. We launch Pleasure Nifty today. Wow, that's such a huge thing. Mark, what is the first thing that comes up in your head?
Do I sing the song? Guess who's back? Nifty's back. Okay, is that where we start singing? No, that not part of the. Oh, sorry, that a different one. Sorry, I'm totally thinking. I mean, I'm hyped. I mean, this is when I joined, just the same as Majid. Knew that everything that you wanted to build, the team wanted to build, and we're already there, and sooner than expected. So I mean, I'm hyped as hell. I don't know if you want to talk a bit. You could talk about what's coming with Nifty at the launch, but do you want me to talk about that, or do you want me to leave you guys to talk and then I'll
maybe some first impressions and first thoughts from Majid as well. What do you feel right now with this launch, this product launch?
One thing that I feel at this moment is that when we hear our CMO Mark mention that the progress on this happened sooner than expected, that's very rare in the tech space. One thing that I've learned is when there's an expected timeline on a deliverable for some of these types of products and initiatives, you almost have to add more time because there's always unforeseen events and consequences that can arise throughout the development. But from what my understanding is this happened at a much faster pace than all of us anticipated. So that speaks to the strength of our development team, but also the passion that they have. I mean, the amount of hours that they worked to get this going. I was on calls with them, with Tim, so it was same with Mark. I mean, they're as invested into this as all of you are right now, right? So I look at them as no different than our creators and no different than our investors. They are our ambassadors, but they are there working in the background, ensuring that we get to enjoy the fruits of their labor, right? And so I think that that's something to also keep in mind. And the way that I see it now is the third real core working product. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, since I'm still learning as I go here as well. It's now in place. It's like that third puzzle piece, right? And so now the puzzle is complete. But with the point that the really important thing that I want to share with all of you is this: now that it's out, we want to hear your feedback as soon as possible. If there's any small bugs that come up or anything that happens around this, just remember this is the first launch. It's not the final launch. There's always going to be millions and millions of micro launches that happen throughout as well. And the beautiful thing is, on the utility side, that's constantly being developed at all times, right? So this is a beta launch right now, and even when we get to what we feel is a final product, it's never the final product. So we're all talking and we're all discussing about ways even now on how to create a more sustainable ecosystem that is good for our token, that is good for our creators, that is good for our investors, that ensures the longevity of this ecosystem and that it's working really, really well and in unison. So that's what I'm really excited about. So when I see this, I'm thinking, wow. I mean, that's, to be quite frank, that was one of the big selling points for me getting onto this team, was when I started seeing some of what you all saw now, right? And I think, Mark, you want to share a few points around another update, I believe, on a collection side before we move to the next stage.
Yeah, definitely. So as we've seen, the beta version is launched as Pleasure Nifty, and we have launched with Nifty Dan .nft. People know him as Jacko. We've worked extremely hard with him to make sure on launch we got a great collection. For anyone that don't know, Nifty Dan is a South African photographer who shoots local models, mostly nude or implied nude. He has launched a collection with 10. So 10 items are currently up at the moment. And the collection's called Shadow, shot in studio using shadow and light. And what he's going to do is, for 30 days, he's going to drop one NFT every day for 30 days. So at the end of the collection, there will be 40 within that collection. So a great collection. Each one of us up at 500 USD. And when you actually buy this NFT, you're not just supporting their business, you're actually supporting the model and the photographer, because there's a great revenue 50-50 split on that, so you are supporting them.
That's awesome.
And also, added bonus as well, as I understand it, you'll receive a 12x16 print of the NFT signed by the model itself as well. So it's a
Cool.
great collection to launch with. There'll be more to come, but please support Nifty Dan. Go and check it out. We'll put the links up shortly. I said more collections to come. And for creators and artists that want to get involved going forward, there's a whitelist, which will also be releasing, and there'll be there'll be a list. And so what we're not going to do is put loads and loads of people, because it is beta. There's going to be lots of things we need to work through, and so yeah, you'll be added to that whitelist. And yeah, who's moon soon, baby, moon soon.
Yeah, and,
Yes,
and,
you
and,
can
and
find you can find the NFT marketplace on pleasurenifty.com. I'm sure that people will spread it straight away in the chat and in Telegram, and obviously it's on pleasurenet.com as well. Go check it out. I hope that after this video, live update, there's still some left, because I'm really a fan of Jacco, and I hope there's something left for me. What I really love is that he's splitting the revenue with the creator or the model. You in the industry, Mark can probably tell more about it. It's usually the other way around, that the model gets like almost nothing compared to the people that produce or create. So I really love that he's sharing it 50-50 with the model. So thumbs up for Jacco and Nifty Dan. So you wanted to say something else as well, Majid?
yeah, I was gonna say, make sure you go to pleasurenifty.com, connect your wallets, and also, just get on the platform and start to use it, and familiarize yourself with this beta launch product that we have now. But one thing that I can already see many comments. Many people are saying, "Wow, they're loving the ease of use around navigating the site." That's a big thing that you spoke to me about as well, Tim. Is you wanted to create a user-friendly platform, but you wanted the user experience to be so seamless, right? And I think that we delivered on that by miles. But I'm not the tech expert or tech guru. Neither is Tim, neither is Mark. So I think it would be great for all of you to hear from some of the masterminds behind this Pleasure Nifty marketplace launch as well. And I had the privilege of being able to meet both of them. I remember on my first call with them, at times I was getting lost in the jargon of the details they were sharing. I will say that, but they opened up my mind to the possibilities on how far we can take this thing, right? And I owe it to him, especially Charles and JB as well. I owe it to them for opening up my mind, and I can't wait to have all of you get a chance to hear from Charles. I believe he's been on AMAs before. Tim, correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, and do you want to share any more information around Charles before we get him on?
Yeah, so everyone, well, most of you guys already know who Charles is, of course. He has been building with his whole team for more than 1.5 years on this platform. It's fully decentralized, and he will tell more about all the stuff that is so awesome about it. Let's give a warm welcome to Charles. Mr. Charles, welcome.
What's up? How's everybody today?
Great.
Thank you so much for having me, man. I'm hyped. Yeah, so like as Majid and Tim and Mark have all been explaining, I mean, we're so excited, right? Like everyone who's been involved knows that this is a long process. But yeah, we're at the beginning. I mean, to me, this is really, it's about the beginning, right? This is truly, as Tim was saying, a decentralized platform. And so what that means is from the creation of content to the internet, the creator owns their content, and that is such a massive step into the future. You know, we look at the internet now, and in 10 years from now, we're going to be like, holy shit, people used to allow vultures like Facebook and Instagram to have all your data and content. No, you truly own it. Anything you create on this platform, as a creator, you own it, and then you can, when you sell it, it truly transfers to the collector. So, you know, this is really bare bones. This is the beta, and you know, I saw a chat in here that I really liked, about utility as continuous development. I think that's a beautiful way to say that. We can always be continually creating. We have some really, really cool shit that will be coming down the pipeline. We're alpha testing quite a few things. We'll actually be rolling out new features next week. With a drop. I don't know if we've announced who those drops are, so I'm not gonna let that leak quite yet. But I'm sure you'll be excited. They're all great creators, and you know, I just want to remind everybody, like, this is the beginning. So like, if you have problems, please document those problems, and get them to Cedric or someone on the team. You know, so with you guys, we can make this really, we're relying on you for the feedback loop of what you want. You know, one of the things JB and I really strive for is to allow the community to be the decision makers, right? So like, we know what we do well, but we don't always know what the world wants. So like, as long as we have a good feedback loop with the community, with the creators, with the collectors, we are here for you. We're just here to help, is what we always say. We're just here to help. And these tools that we've created, they're not just entertainment. You know, they're not just consumption of media. These are real tools that create generational wealth for creators and for collectors. And so, you know, I've been in this game for a long time. I've been making video games for 18 years. My true love is virtual economies and terms and conditions. You know, that's a weird fucking thing to say, but it's been my passion for a long time, and virtual economics, with IP, intellectual property, is my jam. And so I'm really excited that we get to actually put tools in creators' hands that actually democratize knowledge, intellectual property. You know, this is your IP. This is not our IP. As soon as you mint it, it's in your wallet on your contract. We never touch it. You know, we do charge transaction fees. We do charge fees on our end, so that but it's nominal, right? And we're always working on ways to lower those fees. So yeah, I'm just so yeah, Bonetown, fuck the world. That's right, Liv. You know, so I'm just so excited. You know, this is honestly something I've been working on for 15 years. And this is really like, it's so crazy to see my brain in my hand, is what I told Tim the other day. You know, like and just wait till you guys see this stuff. Like, this is really bare bones for the market, but it's the starting place, right? It's the beta. It's where we get to harden the code together, where we get to harden the UI, the UX, get new suggestions for features, get new, you know, really begin the direction of the community of marketplace.
So I think that's a good point that you make, and also a question that I saw coming by. The reason that we take this approach by going live with a product that's not completely like we imagine it will be later on, because we want to have feedback with everything that we add. So we created a good base right now, and we need to test out how things really work, because we have like 30 people that can test, but after a while you don't see all those little things anymore. So we need to have more feedback to create a better product. Someone asks, when can we start selling our NFTs? We have decided to take an approach that we onboard one by one new creators, because then we can really do concierge onboarding and take every creator not by hand, but just like we want to know how that experience goes for that creator. We want to see what works, what doesn't work. So we really want to learn before we scale up and open it up to anyone. Maybe Charles, can you elaborate a little bit on that part?
Yeah, absolutely. Am I muted? No. So I grew up, I'm a 90s child. And one of the things I really loved was skateboarding. And one of my favorite things about skateboarding was the team, right? So they would pick they'd be very awesome with how they promote their team and how they build their team. And I'm lucky enough to know some professional skaters, and the ones who thrived the most were the ones who were on an amazing team. And so for us, we're really focused on how to make this a team, right? Not necessarily just let's open it up to the world and let everybody go apeshit. Quantity is not the game here. I think it's really about quality, right? And so to me, we're so far ahead at this point. Like I said, this has been my dream for 15 years, and I've felt very alone for a very long time. And now I don't feel alone anymore, because I don't feel like the crazy person in the room talking about how virtual economics are going to adopt out of video games into the real world. And a marketplace and the way we've built this really reflects that, right? Like, it is a virtual economy. And so I don't think we need to go, like, yes, we're always in a rush. Absolutely. We want to go as fast as we possibly can. But I feel like if we take our time and do it right and really focus on nailing it, we can then scale to however big we want. But right now is the critical time, right? So we don't want to just be like, let's open it up, and then we can't manage 100 people, 10, 15, 20 people. If we really focus on a small core to start and work out all the bugs and get a successful model built and really crush, we then can open it up to the world, no problem. I think one of the big things being in adult and crypto and video games, is child protection. Like, we really, and consumer protection and creator protection. And as we move forward the next couple of years, not we as us here, but us as a society and globally, I feel that identification is one of the things that's going to be solved. And once that happens, we can be adults. It's like, we're fucking adults. Let's act like adults and have fun and be as stupid and crazy and fun and safe as we want to be. But we really have to understand what that means and what that looks like. And as soon as the identification problem is solved online, we've been talking about so many different things internally, soulbound tokens, how do you KYC? There's so many different ways to explore identity right now, especially as laws progress. 2257, how does it fit into, in the United States, into identity? And so right now, again, we're just so early, and so it's like building that team. We're all here, and let's not forget who's here right now in this AMA, because in a year from now, it's going to be a lot fucking bigger than the people who are here, but these are the people who made it happen, right? And so this is the core, and we want to really focus on that.
Yeah, I totally am with you on this. So basically, we choose for quality over quantity. We want to do it correctly. That's why we took more time than we would initially have hoped, because we wanted to deliver a product that works, that has a good user experience. Because in the Web3 space, people that have now experience in crypto and have a Web3 experience for the first time, they will go away. We need to have a good user experience to be able to onboard the Web2 people, the non-crypto people as well.
100%.
So I think that some creators will ask the question, "Oh, you're gonna onboard one by one. When am I going to be able to be onboarded?" Mark, can you give us a little bit of direction how our beloved creators um, can let us know that they want to be onboarded?
Yep, 100%. And just to back up what Charles said, and we're doing it the right way, I'm going to give an opinion, and this is my opinion on the industry. I think the problem with, obviously, I've been an adult for a long time. When the crypto come into it, too many people launched stuff that wasn't ready, that wasn't right, and they failed. It's the truth. So the way that we're doing it and the way that Charles and his team are doing it is the right way, and that includes the onboarding of creators and artists to the NFT side of the platform. So that's the way that we're doing it, and I think it's I'm impatient as hell, but actually to get it right, because there's a lot of people that's come before us that got it wrong. We need to
And
get it right.
can I add one really amazing thing on top of that? Like, we're here right now. What other token is still fucking knocking this way, right? Like, this hasn't been the best last 6 months, as everyone here knows, but we're still here, right? And for me, this is my life, right? And so this is long term. No matter what happens, we're not stopping. There's no stopping this, So go. Sorry to interrupt, Mark.
No, 100%. And yeah, so I will put out a link shortly with a white paper, white list of what you have to do to go out to get your interest in becoming a creator or artist on the platform, and then we'll work through that list. As I said, it'll be not a quick. We're going to mass on board because we're not doing that. So what I'll do is I'll put the link both into main and into the creator chat as well. So and it will take you through the process of what you need to do, and then we'll slowly work through that. Over the short term, we've obviously got some people already lined up already. No more spoilers. But yes, I'll send that, and once we eventually get more people on, we want your feedback. We want you to tell us everything about what we're doing. So yes, I think that's about it.
Yeah, I will actually ask one question for you, Charles, as well, just for the community to understand. Of course, utility will continue to be added over time, and more of your creative vision behind how this will look is going to be coming into this. Remember, you mentioned your brain's on your hand, right? I love that statement you made. In terms of the current utility and the current usability, maybe if you could maybe list out and maybe a few bullet point forms, like what are users able to do right now? I mean, everyone knows now this is the starting point, but what is currently there, so they understand what's there and they can check it out and be able to enjoy that while we're at this amazing first beta launch of this product.
100%. So to just make it super simple,
Yes.
to start, we've created the ability to mint your own contracts, which I have not found many minters on the internet that allow you to do that. I've found one other, and I've used it for the last year and a half, and I've minted millions of NFTs with it. And the UI is garbage, and it's horrible to use, but it allows me to write my own contracts. So what that means, if everyone notices that all the old XXX Nifty NFTs aren't on the market yet, we're working on bringing them over. But at the time, it was early in NFTs, it was early in adult NFTs, and it's minted to a storefront contract. So we have to move that over. And so the hard part here is, or the amazing part here is, we'll never have to do that again. So once you mint a smart contract, it is yours. And it is your collection, and it is unique to that collection. And it is in that wallet. And there's very few websites that are willing to empower creators. We say that the community of crypto is all about decentralization, democratization, but bullshit. That is bullshit. Most of them are working off of capitalistic, centralized business models as well as business practices. And so this literally does not do that. It mints to your wallet. You are the creator, you are the owner, and you are in full control of it. Second, then we get into we have multiple standards. So we have 721s, which are one of one. And then we have limited edition, which are called ERC 1155s. So you creators can make both those styles. There's different types of utility used for those. A great example is the Mint Pass for Pink Dolls is an 1155, so many people own the same asset. And then when the Pink Dolls drop, we'll be releasing, you'll be able to claim a one-of-one ERC 721 that is a Pink Doll. So that's a great utility right there. We do have a mint to burn feature, which is fucking phenomenal. That we'll be launching in the next week. Sorry if I ruined it for you, Tim. But everyone knew that. It's on the roadmap for the Pink Doll. So this is really cool because we can also add things like merchandising into that pipeline. Mint to burn is something that I feel is going to be huge in the future. I see it used by Adidas and Nike really well right now. But outside of that, I don't really. And if people don't know, Adidas and Nike are the ones who, in the bear market, have really been investing a fuck ton of money. So, they're still cranking. These guys are not, they're put, dot swoosh, check it out if you guys have, if you haven't seen it. But anyway, and then once, we get into, there's many different utilities for creators, but then there's also many different utilities for collectors. So once we drop the Pink Dolls, this will be a first online, right? Like this, there's 2D games and there's like small, like Farmville style tokenomics and gamification in Web3, but what you guys are about to see with this Pink Doll drop is insanity. I mean, it's every doll is 100% unique. It's generated out of our character generator that we've made, and it's just it's mind-blowing. Like, to put it very simply, in 2005 to 2008, when we made our first video game, it took us about 3.5 months to make each character. With the character generator that we've built over the past year, we can make the 1,380 Pink Dolls in the last couple weeks. And so it's just like,
basically what you try to say is that the marketplace is ready to adopt way faster into other collections and techniques, so that like we are advancing from that you took weeks to create one character to collections being generated with AI probably very soon, in just a matter of seconds.
Well, it is AI. I mean, what JB and his team have built is the way it's generated is all done through AI. So it's creating 3D characters in AI from AI.
Yeah, and so that's great. So I mean, really, like at the end of the day, our users, our creators, our investors now have this, amazing platform now to experiment with, enjoy. As I said before, the fruits of Charles and JB's labor right now, which is fantastic. I do think there's a few other questions as well. From one individual said, "Are users allowed to purchase right away on Pleasure Nifty and on what chains?"
Yes, they are. Right now, we're focused on Polygon because that's what all the NFTs that we've been creating for the drops we're working on, including Pleasure Nifty, Pleasureland and Pink Dolls. But we do have Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, Avalanche, and Phantom all integrated in. But we really want to just focus on one chain at a time, work out all the kinks on Polygon, then move to Ethereum, then whatever's prioritized after that, we can go after that. You will be able to spend NSFW on any of those chains. We also have USDC. We can add, if you need, if you want DAI let us know what Polygon, makes it easier for you, right? Again, this is for you guys. So, we'll be integrating amazing things for NSFW holders and NSFW users as well. So it will be great to be able to expand that and just grow and we just ask that everyone be patient with it, and if you haven't had a lot of experience with, this is like my biggest tip to anyone. If you have not had a lot of experience with NFT marketplaces, if you don't buy, sell, and trade a lot of NFTs, you're going to get frustrated. I promise you. Blockchains it's still early, right? And so sometimes you might think a transaction has failed. Sometimes the site, including OpenSea, any of these marketplaces will tell you it failed, but the transaction actually has gone through. So what my number one tip to anyone in this game is, don't trust the website, trust your wallet, right? Trust the blockchain. So always be checking the transactions, always be, if something starts to fail and get weird, go to the blockchain. Don't trust the website, because you might have purchased something or sold something and it looks like it didn't go through on your end, but it actually did. So just always trust the chain, trust the blockchain, not the interface.
Fantastic.
I can't stress that enough because it does get annoying. It does get annoying.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be spending a lot of time on educating people to be looking at the right URL in the browser, connecting your wallet and checking the transaction. And I think what you said, Charles, is very important, because it's very easy to recreate a website that it really looks like the same as OpenSea or Pleasure Nifty or whatever, and then you connect your wallet and you think it's the correct website, and then your whole wallet is empty. So I think it's really good to have a good focus on some security education. So a lot of technical product.
Sorry, Tim. Speaking of that, we'll be adding documentation. So, and building out our FAQs and creating how-to videos. So we definitely want to hear from the community on that. What do you need to know? What are you having trouble with? What bothers you about the platform?
Yeah. So we learned a little bit on that user feedback thing from Pleasurely already. So we're going to do the same with Pleasure Nifty. In the first, there won't be so many collections, but even if you don't buy anything, just connect your wallet, create a profile, go play with it, see if you can star some NFTs or collections or whatever, and try to engage a little bit with the product and give us feedback. it's really helpful for us and also for yourself. Like Majid mentioned last time, that you can help protect your own investment by retweeting, liking, stuff like that. This is also a way how you can provide value to our company and project and community. So we all benefit from that. So if you have some spare time, go check pleasurenifty.com and give us feedback, because it's very valuable
And
for us.
one last thing I'd recommend. I like Trust Wallet the best as like for managing my own crypto, but I hate it for NFTs. So I would recommend MetaMask. It gives the best user experience for NFTs and NFT marketplaces. The way it works is just the easiest as far as marketplaces go at this point. And that goes for Rarible or OpenSea or Pleasure Nifty. So, I mean, I don't discourage you from using other wallets, but for your sake of experience and ease and functionality, definitely MetaMask.
Yeah. Well, I think that we're going to be specifying the differences between those two, and we have documentation on about.pleasurenet.com, and we will create more and more feedback and articles around everything. So I think we took a deep dive into the product and the features and a little bit about the roadmap and why we are doing this and that we want feedback. I also think we should lighten the perspective from the creator side. Mark, can you talk a little bit more about what this means, like this platform, this application, what it could mean for creators?
It's one of the things that, as a business, the reason I joined this business is that it wasn't a one platform or one product business, and actually giving. There is lots of content creator sites out there. I think there's not a lot of sites out there like Pleasurely, which I think is awesome. But what we're actually giving is creators a different opportunity, a different revenue stream of making money in a platform. And like Charles said, it's unlike any other NFT marketplace. We've got stuff that's there that other people are not doing. So not even just with Pleasure Nifty, eventually with the Pleasure Land and everything else, we're giving different revenue streams within the Web3, within the crypto space for these different creators. So some people, when they go on to other platforms, I'm not saying, like, I'll mention OnlyFans. Not everyone can make OnlyFans work. Well, it could be the same for other content creator platforms that you may not be able to make that work, but then you've got another way of making revenue from NFTs or from something else. And it's, as a business, I always say to businesses that don't have one product. Don't have one product, because stuff can happen for that thing, and you should always have other revenue streams. And it's the same with what I say to creators. Don't put your eggs all in one basket. Don't just focus on one thing. Actually have different forms of revenue streams and different ways of doing stuff. Your fans will buy content. They will buy they will buy videos and stuff like that, but they will buy NFTs. They will buy. So to get on there, and as like I said, as a business, and this is the key reason I come on board or speaking to Tim, and that is that this business is providing solutions, not just one solution, but many different solution and revenue streams for creators in the marketplace. And we won't stop there. We've got a great team we're building. We've got the marvelous Majid that's come in. We've got an acquisition this week. We've got a great development team with Charles and JB, and with Pleasurely and everything else. So watch this
Mark,
space.
can I jump in real quick?
Go for it.
Also, the creators on this platform are amazing. And so, like, if you need ideas or want a consultant or something like that, I mean, I'm sure everyone is open. If you're a new creator and you're interested in making NFTs, like, hit up one of the creators on the platform. They're all very nice. They all are here to succeed. They all want others to succeed. So, like, it really is a community of creators. So definitely, reach out, ask questions, and we're always here to help. So, any concepts, ideas, feel free to run them by the team, and other creators. Sorry, Mark, go ahead.
No, it's fine. And I think Amelia Sage asked that, mentioned that question, said that earlier on. Every time they give this the project, the different development teams or the mods or anyone else feedback, they're on it. They do it. They action it and do. And it's the same as what is here. I mean, coming on board from other projects and coming to a business that's actually set up for the love of creators and everything else is amazing. And like you said, there is other creators. When I'm going out into onboarding more creators, there's going to be a lot of creators that don't understand crypto, that don't understand NFTs, don't understand the metaverse or anything like that. There is a great ton of creators already as part of this this business, as part of the platforms that can help you out. And this is what I love about it. And like I said, Pleasure Network is providing creators with not just one revenue stream, with multiple revenue streams to get as much money out of fans and stuff like that, because that's what we're here for. Is people, you build up your fan base, you build up this thing, we want them to spend money, we're going to give you revenue streams in order to be able to do that. That is what it's all about.
And I will just add, one point, what Mark illustrated was absolutely beautiful. I can see some creators are saying hell yeah, and they're all happy, but it just really, like, it's a platform that, again, like we said, is acting as an alternative to existing platforms. And because we're getting so much interest already from many creators, especially where creators want ownership, and they also want to cut out the middleman. And you're getting to have that ability to do that right away through our marketplace. But furthermore, you're able to get multiple revenue streams, as Mark said. We look at things like royalties that'll come in the future as well, which is a big thing. And that's like, you pretty much, your art and your content, forever can be generating you income, and that's really exciting, right? And so there's a lot more to it, but I think the big thing is, this company, I think Mark would agree, since it's his forte in the space, we would not be here without our creators. Would you agree? And we really want to be building this out for the creators first and foremost, and I think we're right at that starting stage, and I think that the traction is going to keep building, and I'm thrilled and I'm excited. I think we all are. Because we are bringing power back to creators, and we are solving a gap in the current market and industry that is not empowering creators; it's enslaving creators, is really what it is. And so we're trying to dial that back, reverse time, but also move forward at the same time by doing something fresh that our creators can actually say, "We love this platform, and all we ask from you is to share more about how much you love this platform, so more people know about you on the platform, as well as everybody else too." And this is the big thing that excites me, and we're ready now. We're ready for it. So I think, is this, would you say this is probably a good time to wrap up, Tim? Would you say?
Yeah. So I think that we have been discussing all the things that we wanted to talk about. We will spend a lot of time not only on education for the fans that are non-crypto and that need to get familiar with the Web3 space, but also our creator education part, where we will help you get the most out of the blockchain technology that we have. For example, if it's insane what you can do in the near future with your NFTs, giving utility to the NFTs on Pleasurely, on other platforms. So we will use that time to to really onboard you as well on what is possible with crypto, with NFTs. Because maybe you don't even know why you should sell NFTs. Well, we will make sure that we will be explaining you, educating you how you can make the best use of our platforms. And yeah, you already explained a lot about. Well, you wrapped it already a little bit up. So let's thank everyone for watching this awesome announcement. You want to say a few words?
There's some questions, Tim, that we should probably address. There's a few good ones that I like.
Okay. Go ahead.
Sorry. What's the best way to provide feedback? Telegram or other?
Oh yeah. So I think we will. We have a support channel for. Was it for Pleasurely, Mark?
We've got a creator support. So I think Cedric's in there already has been in there answering questions, so we can do that. But obviously that's only open to creators that are on Pleasurely. So it's whether we open that up to beyond that, because I'm assuming we get feedback from beyond creators.
Yeah. So basically, give feedback in Telegram, but we will come up with a form on the website as well. Like on Pleasurely, you can just give feedback. We will come up with something as soon as possible. We will update the way we would love to have feedback, but for now, I think that the Telegram is a good way, or email. Yeah, I think we will try to answer any questions later on in Telegram, and if there are no other real big questions right now, I'd love to thank you all for watching. Majid, thank you for being here. Mark as well, and a big thank you for Charles for coming to this AMA. I saw some people saying that they really love to see you again. So I'm inviting you already to come next, come again later on in our AMAs. Yeah, thank you for being here and for telling your story, and for the awesome work with Pleasure Nifty, obviously.
Thank you. Yeah, we're so excited, man. Thank you guys for having us. So
Cool.
let's go.
All right. See you guys later.
Have a great day.